sponsored by Gabe's Cave Comics, Cards, and Collectibles. That place is in El Dorado, Arkansas, like 6 hours from here. But they do ship stuff. They have a .com. There's also a YouTube channel where all these videos will be uploaded later. We've done a bunch of their panels, so if you missed last year, the year before, the Pop Culture Channel or anything like that, you can go back, check out those live videos, and you can see what we got going on. Today we have a gentleman that his name is not on the board down there. All it says is the Art of Haunting. So I'm assuming this gentleman is going to introduce himself to everyone and let you guys know exactly what the Art of Haunting is, and I'm pretty sure he'll probably let y'all ask some questions. So thank you guys for coming. Give yourselves a big round of applause. That's not very big. There, that's bigger. That's bigger. There, very nice. All right, take it over, man.
All right, can y'all hear me? All right, my name is Gigglez. I've been a scare actor for over 7 years. I've worked multiple haunts, worked with multiple people that have been in the industry. The industry itself, the haunt industry itself, has grown so much throughout the years. Who remembers seeing sheets with holes cut out? Okay, we got hands in the crowd. Yes, that's how it pretty much all started with the JC haunts, and those are the churches throwing those haunts and doing that. And back then, all it took was a little bit of suspense, sheets with holes cut out, and that terrified everyone. And since then, it has evolved, and it's become more of a tradition in October, and for some of us, 24/7. Being spooky never ends, but it's a fun thing to do, to go out to a haunt and scare someone and do it in an art form to where it's not so hard. Sometimes some haunts don't do the training. They just throw you in there and say, have fun, be scary. And that is something that is actually extremely difficult. Who loves horror movies in here? All right. I can't watch them. I work a haunted house, but I cannot watch a single scary movie. I can, but I scream. And I have night terrors. I love the icons. I love what they do. I cannot watch them at all. And some people go, but you're a haunter. You can walk in a haunted house. You can walk in the dark. How are you not scared? I don't know. I just do it. But the art of haunting. So fear is what we sell in the haunt industry. A false experience appearing real. Just like in movies. It's all actors. It's all special effects. And in a haunt, we're trying to do the same thing, just not on a high budget. Now, there is some haunts out there that are multi-million-dollar haunts that put a huge production, and they do training throughout the year. But some of us smaller haunts, we throw what we can together, we train our actors, and we try to turn something that's so small into something so special to where it's a memorable experience for y'all. Who's been to Nightfall Haunted Territory here? All right. That is, yep, you definitely have. Did y'all have fun? That's good. That's the fun part of it. Haunts could be fun, not just terrifying. We try to make it into an art form where we inspire the young ones to learn how to act, enjoy it, and then they can pass our knowledge on in the industry, because that's the little ones are our future. So, as far as the JC haunts, a little bit of suspense, sheets, then they started doing fake blood, and then monsters started appearing. You had the black and white films, the Swamp Monster, and all those. And, back then, that used to terrify people. Who's watched an old black and white horror film recently? Okay. Did y'all enjoy it? No? I see a head shaking.
I watched Notes for Odd 2, the silent film, and it was very hard to get through just because I couldn't.
You just couldn't do it, right?
It was so hard to get through because it was so slow paced and didn't seem very.
And to think that people back in the day when that first come out, some were so terrified they walked out. Compared to what horror films are nowadays, I mean, I'm sitting there, oh no, Suspenseful music's coming on. He passed the light switch. Why is he going to open the door? And then turn around, you got a character from the black and white films going, and they're terrified.
I feel like we're climatized. Like
Yeah.
we're adjusted to it. A lot of what some of these newer horror movies are doing now is a lot of the jump scares where, you know, you can't help but, you know, even the person that is so conditioned is going to get that one, like, that got me. You know, you can walk out of the movie feeling like, you know, you had that little bit of adrenaline where, you know, you got spooked. But it's difficult. It's either, you know, a bunch of gore or jump scares. It's like they've got to push the limit further and further and further because the audience and the majority is getting accustomed to the horror and the violence.
Right?
I have to stay away from the like the demon possession movies. Because I feel like that could probably really happen to somebody.
You ain't lying.
So I kind of stay away from that. I don't want to, you know, no pea soup. I don't want to see no head spinning around.
Nope. The back bend, I have an actress at Nightfall that she can do the back bend and the twist, and it still freaks me out. It makes me cringe, and I try not to show my fear when I'm seeing them going, ooh, and I'm here training them. I'm going, oh, nope. Nope. You're doing great. I need you to be a little bit louder. Crawl towards me. And I'm just like, that's fantastic. But if it can put me on edge, I know the first customer that's walking through, she's got that scare. And then the next person, and then the next person. Now there's some that are just like, that's interesting. Okay. You did great. And then turn around, another person's, we have young actors, young teenagers, and it'll be a little short thing. And then they'll just flinch. And that person that watched someone do a back bend and twist their body and contort it, screaming, looks like a possessed girl, jumps off of a little kid that just goes like this. It's like, why? How? The art of scaring and people's fears are all different. With my character here, I've evolved them, and I try to change it up every year. What can I do different? Body language. Being a clown, I can play off of every emotion that you can feel. I'll sit there and talk to you, and I'll start crying. And they'll be like, what is going on with you? And I'll just start crying. Then I'll just start mumbling. Snap back to being normal. And they're like, what is wrong with this guy? They can't peg me because I'm constantly changing things. And some of these haunts, their characters that they have, they're not icons. They have free range of artistic abilities. And that is the scariest thing, I think. Now, you have this guy right here. Now, when he's in the haunt, he's standing still. His iconic move is, and coming for you. That scares a lot of people. And I'm going, how? He's a tall dude, just run away. Run away. All the films, they're like, no. Dun, 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 dun. No. Real life, I'm like, I'm gone. I'm gone. Dark hallway, dark light. I see you. I'm gone. What would you do in that situation?
With Michael Myers situation?
You gonna fight him?
I mean, no, absolutely not. No, I mean, if I was in the movie, I had to be realistic with the way I act. I know that if I seen somebody in a mask and I seen a knife in their hand or whatever, and I thought they was being goofy, I would try to swing. I mean, yeah.
Fight or flight kicks in?
Yeah, fight or flight would kick in, and I would probably try to fight first.
One good hit, I'm gone.
Right.
Fight, right. Then flight.
Now, you know, the original Halloween, he was a big guy, but yes. he wasn't like, now the Rob Zombie Halloween, Michael Myers, I'm not trying to fight that dude.
Run.
Yeah, no way, shape, fashion, or form am I going to try to fight that dude.
I want to know why they're running away from a big dude with a weapon, and they're always looking back. And then they trip. There's always a fall in it, and he's right there.
It's the rules, man.
It's the rules.
Yeah,
It's the rules. Fear, false experience appearing real. It's a crazy thing how you can hone in on something and you forget about your environment around you. Haunted houses do that. They mess with all your senses. So when they're running from the victim, they're honed in. They're not paying attention to what's around them. They just pass the door. There's the exit. But now you're going to walk or run into a hallway and it dead ends. Door's locked. Can't escape. But there's a big sign that said exit, in the films. And it's like, why? Why'd you do it?
Do you do just this area, or do you travel all over and
I have traveled to Alabama and worked a haunt over there called Arx Mortis, and they do a Valentine's Day event over there. But what's cool is they open it up to all the different scare actors from across the U.S. or world. We've had a Scotland rep or Scotland scare actor come over to Arx Mortis and act with us. And there's no haunts allowed in Scotland.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that last year.
Yep. So she comes to Alabama. She works Arx Mortis with all of us, and it's a blast because you get people from these huge haunts that are like multi-million-dollar productions, but it's a different style haunt. So we have what we call conga lines. When you're in a haunted house and it backs up for some reason, someone gets scared, and it's just a pile of people stuck in a scene. It kind of ruins the moment because you can't really get that jump scare. It just happened. One group ahead of me, I saw it. I'm not scared anymore. But there's haunts out there that's what they thrive off of. They lit in thousands of people, and it's just shoulder to shoulder. Whoa, look at this. Whoa, look at that. And the characters is what brings out the production and the fear. Some of these characters are full detailed. The makeup is on point, almost movie production makeup and costumes. And what they do when everyone's got eyes on them, it's magic. It is complete magic. And I've got to work with some of them and take what I saw from them and tips and tricks that they've taught me and utilize it in my character here in Oklahoma and teach everyone that comes out to Nightfall, hey, try this. And then the first group they get is like, that worked. All I had to do is get down, twist my head, and make a noise and reach for them. And they screamed and ran, Giggs. It's amazing, isn't it? We have a lot of actors that actually just stand up straight, and they're trying to be scary, looking like a normal human being. But you're a monster. And it's like, don't play a character, be the character. And a lot of people can't break out of their headspace to realize I am a monster, not playing a monster. So it's the haunted houses has been a constant change throughout the years. The more detailed and gorier and scarier almost each year, these films keep getting better and better and better, more detailed, and scaring someone. That standard that the movie industry is setting right now, that's a lot. That's a lot. Because it isn't just a pop-out anymore. Now they're like, okay, is he going to chase me? What does he have that's going to threaten me? What's going to hurt me? Can he make me? Is he going to touch me? Like, there's so much that you have to do now to get that scare because of the horror industry, with the movies getting so detailed, so everything's leveling up every year, it seems. So, like, old school sheets with holes cut out, you can scare maybe 100 people out of 1,200, but the rest of them are going to look at you like, really? That was it?
You're talking about
I was going to say, what
opened on its own.
I was like, I heard something. What you looking at?
Yeah, that's what happened.
I'm about to find my exit.
Look, dog. Don't you put that evil juju on me, dog.
What you looking at?
So do you think you could make it through the you know, that scariest haunted house in the world that's got the bounty or whatever, where you got to sign the waiver to go in there?
All right, let's talk about that. That's not a haunted house.
It's like a torture. It's like a torture.
In my opinion, and I'll say that right now, in my opinion, that is not a haunted house.
It's like a torture house.
It's a torture house. Yeah, it's an extreme ordeal, I should say. If you got to sign a contract that says, or is about that thick, and then you read the fine lines and they can break one bone in your body, nope. Ever been waterboarded before? They've done it.
Oh, I know.
I don't think that's a haunt at all.
Do you think there's more and more places like that popping up now? Because I'm hearing that there's like copycat houses that are doing stuff similar to that. They're not going to the extreme of like burying people and breaking bones, but they're being a lot more physical.
They are being more physical with it. I've seen a documentary. I don't want to say it due to
right
copyright stuff, but there's documentaries out there talking about the extreme haunts and what they do, and people's fears are all different. If that's what it takes to scare them and that's what they find, so be it. But waterboarding someone, shoving things in their mouth and doing all that kind of crazy, that's not a haunted house to me. No, there's no enjoyment. There's no inspiration to teach the young ones, you know, to have fun with that. By no means. Let a child go through that and tell me, like, would you not get defensive? Would you not get mad? Yeah, that's not a haunted house.
That's how you make a sociopath.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying. That evil villain in the horror films, yeah, you just created one.
Mm-hmm.
But I ain't gonna lie, you put me in something like that, I ain't coming out normal. I'm gonna be talking to my counselor, saying I made a bad life choice. I am now scared to sit alone.
So is it a financially beneficial business to be in, going and traveling, doing haunts and stuff like that? Is it something that pays decently well?
So some haunts, depending on your character and how you network yourself, it's all about who you know. Networking your character and getting out there, introducing yourself and working with other haunt actors does open a door to get paid. But it's nothing that you're going to pay your rent with. I can guarantee you that. This is a hobby that you can enjoy. It's a passion to enjoy, but it is not something that's going to pay all your bills. But you can get paid. It's just you have to really hone your craft and impress a lot of people to make that happen.
So what is your day job, Gigglez?
Okay, so I actually work in the hazmat field. I do confined space rescue, high angle rescue. I help manage waste that comes into our facility and distribute it out to disposal facilities. Body cleanups.
Yeah, that will pay the bills.
That one pays the bills. Yep.
That's a fact.
So I may not like horror films, but I actually get to do body cleanups when someone passes and their liquids are still left over. I clean that up.
Yep.
Have you ever seen the aftermath when someone actually bloats and then explodes?
I was in the Army, yeah.
Okay, you know. So, yep, I have to go in and sop up all the liquid, and the smell is very pungent.
Yeah, speaking of haunted stories and the art of haunting, this is a scary situation, and it was probably one of the most disgusting things that I ever was in my life. But one of the first things that I had to do in the military overseas was haul a refrigerated truck that had not been being refrigerated. It had been unplugged, and it had body parts, not whole bodies, like body parts of people in there with like tags on it, said like left forearm, right toe on, that kind of stuff. And you had to do like a quick inventory to make sure that when they was coming out with it, you had to like count, make sure that everything on this piece of paper was coming out of that truck. It was bad. Yeah, it was bad. So yeah, I've had the experience of being around the gross stuff.
Yeah, that stuff actually, for years I actually hid what we call our human side, my name's Josh, by the way. That's my real name, Josh. But when I put this on, that's Gigglez. That's Gigs. People don't know Josh. They hardly know Josh. So at this convention, I suit up as Gigglez. I'm walking around interacting with all these people, and I've watched kids go from the age of 4 to 18, 19 years old, well, within that time frame, and then turn around and go, hey, Gigs, how's it going? And they're talking to me, telling me how everything's going, and I switch out of costume, and I'm walking right by them, and they have no idea who I am.
That's awesome. That is kind of cool.
It's like almost, you feel like Superman for a second, like you're doing this great thing and interacting with people and making all these memories, and then you take off the costume, and you're walking right by them. They have no idea who you are.
It's just like last night at the hotel bar. We had Jason and Michael Myers sitting down there having dinner and, talking to people, and most people were going down there and ordering their drinks and had no idea they're standing right beside Michael Myers or Jason, So
that's actually a new thing for me, being around some of the horror icons and not going, oh my goodness, look who that is. You go downstairs, and you watch some of the fans go up there. They're nervous. Their hands are shaking, and they're barely talking. And yet we're over there at the bar just talking to them like they're normal people. How's it going? How's your night? Oh, do you need another drink? Hold on, we got you.
Vanessa Shaw made the tips of his ears turn red yesterday.
What happened?
He just a fan.
Just a fan?
Just to be able to be that close and talk to her. Huh? Yeah,
childhood
crush. That's a better way to put it. Yeah.
Okay.
Lord, all these people come out here still and see us all, and it affects you because you don't ever know till you see somebody. Like Kay Hizzle down there, she got to see Bam Margera, and I would think she was a little too young to be a bigger fan of him as she was, but she was like, oh my God, Bam, no.
Don't get me wrong, I did see Bam, and I was like, yeah.
It is cool that he came.
I remember watching that on TV.
So let's talk about the 7 pounds of mask here. Is that the one and only mask, or how many gig masks have there been?
So CFX made this mask. Composite Effects made this mask for me. So the actual mold itself is one of their popular mass-produced molds, and I wanted a custom mask. There's a lot of clowns out there in the horror industry or the haunt industry, and they have these mass-produced masks, and they have all these different names, but it's the same mask. And I'm going, well, I don't want to be that person. I want to be different. So I designed this. I designed it myself, and I was like, man, I don't want to look like anybody else. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And people are like, what's up with this right here? And I'm like, it's different.
What was that you just pointed at specifically?
This little shape right here.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Some people are like, is that a tornado because you live in Oklahoma? Is that a cyclone? I don't know what it is. I was just like doodling on a piece of paper, and I went, that looks cool. That's different. Nobody else has that. Weapon. Nobody rocked that right there. Now Clown's diamond right here. That's normal. It's different. I kind of shaped it a little differently. Didn't make it elongated or a specific triangle here and a triangle there. Nope, it's a little different. I picked the colors out for the hair. It's nappy. I didn't want it to look too clean. You got a lot of masks out there that are like super clean. I want to look janky. I want to look janky in the dark. I don't want it to be perfect. I will clean the silicone though when it starts getting dusty. It starts turning brown from the dust. Sometimes I'll let the sweat roll and kind of put marks on it, because when I'm up close and personal with people, they're like, is that your skin? Is that real? And I do the old trick of, touch it. I dare you. Gets them every time.
Got the dog, y'all.
Gets them every time. But this is a mass-produced mold. Did the custom paint for it, as far as the option of getting red on the nose, because some clowns, that's the iconic thing, is a big nose. I didn't want the big old bald nose. I want it to look more human. Put the wrinkles in there. When the shadows hits it looks completely different. And so lighting is key, but I wanted a mask that moved with my face, And when I first put this on, I ripped it off in 2 seconds, very carefully, but it was like off. It pushes in and it makes you feel like you're getting suffocated. The silicone is so tight, it just sucks in. It's like, oh no, take it off. But it took a while. This right here, that chin, let me tell you a nasty fact. When I'm sweating, all sweat pools right here. And then whenever I can't get it out right away, then it'll just roll right down through my chin, down to my chest. And so now I'm just soaked. But to make people, I work in the midway. So I'm in the haunt sometimes, helping actors, but I work in the midway, the area where everyone's sitting and waiting to go through the haunt. I keep them entertained. So one of my things that I do is I suck all the sweat out and I spit it out right in front of them. That's the reaction I get. But imagine when they're like 10 beers in.
Right. See, now I would get creative and I would design me like a scraggly goatee, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'd have me some holes so it could just drip out onto the goatee hair and just steadily just be a nasty drip of sweat. See what I'm saying? I
had a lady puke in front of me. Now, when someone pukes, I do the same reaction as everybody else. The sweat came out of my mouth, and when I turned to scare her, it was like
smack.
And she's like, and she locked up, and I was like, oh crap!
Can't break character.
Can't break.
Can't
character.
apologize.
And she was like, what was that?
Spider-Man.
That's a liquid that came out of my face. She says, did you just spit on me? What do you want it to be? She's like, ugh. And I'm sitting there going, keep it together, Giggs. You got this. She can't see my face underneath the mask. He's smiling all the time. I'm going, she's sitting there dry heaving, and I'm just going, don't do it. Turn around, I'm walking away like I'm being scary underneath that mask. I'm going, go to a bathroom now. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, I just did that.
Yeah, you'd be a bind if you threw up in that thing.
I have.
Oh, God. I don't know if I want to put on gigs. I'm going to be honest with you.
I've cleaned it out. I actually got too hot. This thing, like I said, I get, so on my face, you see these 2 red marks? I actually got burn marks from heat in this thing. The it doesn't ventilate that well, so heat escapes out of the ears, around the eyes, so it gets hot when I start moving around a lot. But I got too hot, and then I drank a lot of water way too fast. And I went to bend over to scare someone. Yeah, it was a lot. It was messy. I think I actually had liquid come out of the ears.
That is intense. I mean, I would imagine it would be hot, especially in the summertime. And in Oklahoma, it's still kind of warm in October sometimes.
September, October, yeah. It's very hot. A lot of people want to do photos with me, and I'm like, I'm sweaty.
So what is the rest of the outfit?
So I have.
Do you get to change that up?
I've stuck with the same outfit now for about 5 years. I used to do the just stuff I found at home, old pair of shorts or pants, cut it into shorts. They're black. I wear a black shirt, throw on some like leggings, cut out the feet part, put my hands through it. I was kind of colorful, but I evolved into going to a store, buying a clown outfit there. It was cheap. It ripped the first night. I was like, I need something better. So I actually had my costume custom made. Got with that company, and they made the patterns the way they are, distressed it, but the fake blood made it look real. And that's what I've been. I kind of want to set him to, like, when I set up my character and I build that character, I want it to be something that people remember. I want that memory when they see me, they're like, that's Giggs, that's him. I don't want to be Giggs and look completely different, and they're like, why do you look like that? I don't remember this. So my next character won't be Giggs. It'll be something completely different.
How About ballpark average, you ain't got to be specific, but about how much would it cost somebody if they wanted to get a nice clown outfit and a nice mask that's that quality or better?
So for a silicone mask, it depends on if you want a one-off. We call it a one-off. So they can shape your face. That can be up to $1,500 for them to take the mold of your face and make a mask out of that. Different mask companies, different price ranges, but for something like what I have here, that's an easy ballpark around $1,200.
Wow.
The suit itself can be anywhere from $150, depending on who you have make it, to $350, $450 for your costume.
I mean, you got to be dedicated all the way in.
Got to be dedicated all the way in. That's not including props. That's not including contacts. That's not including if you want to put in dentures like the fake teeth. To your props that you have. Props can get up to thousands of dollars.
Man. Whew.
It's not a cheap hobby. It's like fishing and hunting and other things.
But it is an art.
It is an art. It is an art. It's a craft. And a lot of people don't even buy a mask. They do makeup, and I can't do that. I've tried.
I think I would have to mask it up. If I was going to try to scare people, I feel like I'd have to be masked up because I've heard people say, and it's happened to me because I've got to experience some smaller end things doing like that, helping out people and just to be able to have fun. But you feel, especially if you put on a mask that is an icon, you almost kind of feel the spirit of that come over you, and you're like, what to do,
right?
It's like you don't even have to think about it. It's like you know how to make that be scary. Some people do. Some people can't.
I find it a lot harder to play an icon than it is to create my own character, because when you play an icon, you are stuck with what you can do, because you don't want to look like that gentleman right there and then start having a conversation.
Right.
That ruins it for you. And then if you play, like, let's say Freddy, for example, and then you're like, I'm Freddy.
Sounding like Chucky.
Yeah. That ain't scary. And that's not what you remember in the films. And so that ruins that whole scene. That ruins the character right there. And icons are very difficult to get scares. Very difficult. Definitely if you have to be as quiet as him.
Right. Oh no, it's pretty ominous. Just those dark eyes, like still and quiet can be like extremely terrifying.
It's enough. It's enough. I mean, if I was to walk into a scene and he looks like a prop, I'm now looking for details. What brand of shoes is he wearing? Is he moving? Can I see breathing? I'm analyzing exactly everything about him, going, that's real. I'm going to walk over here. Not today, Satan. And he moves. Game over.
I wanted all day yesterday for this to happen, and it didn't happen. And when I seen it, I was like, it's too perfect for this not to be what they have planned. But the life-size Terrifier thing that's downstairs,
right?
I was like, please tell me that they're just going to like roll this out and put somebody out there and be in like the same pose and get a whole bunch of people when they walk out. That would just be perfection.
Right? Terrifier, that's a hard character to play too.
Right. But if all he had to do was pretend like he was that statue that they already had out there and just be real still and just move afterwards, I mean, yeah, it's easy, sort of. You know what I mean? You just got to be able to be real still.
That's one of those where it needs to be remote controlled, too.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Now we're talking about thousands again.
There's props out there, animatronics, to be specific, tens of thousands of dollars each. Some of them have to have like part of the roof of the haunt removed, and it has to be lowered in by a crane. Big.
We've got a few people out here, and he's got about 15 more minutes up here. Do you guys have any questions for Mr. Gigglez? Of course. Yes, he has a microphone. Please speak into the mic.
A microphone.
Can you give us like an iconic quote or laugh that you do during the attraction?
Yes, please.
I've been dying.
So yeah, I do.
If you got to turn around and face away
way
from
to put me on the spot. Did I say I was an introvert? Like I was shy? She put me on the spot. Oh no. No, I could do that. So whenever I start warming up, I go, hello, 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 hello again. Hello, beautiful. Yes. Thank you. But I change it up a lot. So that was just a piece, because after the first night of the haunt, my voice is gone. My vocal box is gone. Like,
is Gigglez a little schizo? Multiple personalities,
Multiple personalities. I change my body language up. If you see me, I'll walk around like in a predator stance where my chest is puffed out and I'm on the prowl, and I'll stare you down, and then you won't see me, and I'll focus in on you, for example. I'll focus in on you, and if I catch you looking at me, I'm going, okay, she sees me. I'm going up, and I'm staring you down. You look away nervously, going, and you come back and look at me. I'll be hunched over, down low, and I'll just kind of move side to side, change up my body language, and you're going, what the hell is he doing?
I shouldn't have looked. I
shouldn't have looked. And when I do that in the midway, is I'll scan, because it's easy to tell who scares really easily, because they'll be like, nope. First clue, don't look scared in a haunted house. Nightfall, you come over and you look at me, go, nope, not today. It's happening today. I'm coming for you. We making memories. But I'll change it up. Body language, the voice will change as I lose my voice. I change up everything to make it scarier. Hello. My voice is cracking, looking nasty, and just like, let's play off of that. Hello, how you doing? I'm gonna be right here now. I'm gonna go from a distance to your personal space, which is about like a hula hoop around your waist. I'll get in your personal space there, and then since I can't project my voice that loud, I'm gonna be right here with you. I'm gonna make you really uncomfortable, not touch you, but make you really uncomfortable, but I'm actually just making it to where you could hear me. How you doing tonight? And they're like, what are you doing, bro? I'm talking to you now. How are you doing tonight? Now it gets dark and interesting, because I'm whispering in your ears sweet nothings, and we're making eye contact. We're making memories. But it's all about fun and inspiration. How old are you? 11. What scares you, sweetie? What about clowns scares you? Their voice? Their look?
Yeah.
Their voice?
Yeah.
What about their voice scares you? Like a high pitch, hello,
yeah.
Or down low, dark and scary one?
Both of them.
Both of them. Okay. Just the voice alone, or the look too?
The voice.
The voice?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Now, if I was dressed like him and I was talking like this, would it scare you?
No.
So there's got to be something about the voice, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then if I just change it up just a little bit and I go right here, that's scary.
Yeah.
Did you know there's some people that talk like that on a normal day basis?
No.
There is. I've met a few. This voice here, a buddy of mine was like, what voice do you want? I don't know. He's like, let's do some vocal practices. Say hello. Hello. Hello, 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 hello. He's like, there, that pitch. Hello. And then he was like, I like where it's going. Now make your voice crack. Hello. Hello. That just changed it completely, right?
Yeah.
Now instead of me standing up, hello. Hello. That got a little creepy, right?
Yeah.
Body language and vocals, man, it goes a long way. I'm going to be suited up later. Make sure you come find me, okay?
Yeah. Anybody else got a question?
Who wants to work a haunted house?
He's got, like 5 minutes. He could probably.
Why not? Have you ever worked a haunted house?
No, but I've always wanted to.
Where do you live?
Stillwater.
Stillwater?
We go to Guthrie Haunts all the time.
Do you? Okay, so I used to work at Guthrie Haunts.
Yeah, no, a couple years ago, I have a photo on my phone of us hugging.
Hey.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
I got the touch pass and I was like,
It's, it doesn't matter where I go. I used to work with Guthrie Haunts for a while. Had a blast there, and moved out to Nightfall Haunted Territory is where I'm at now. I love it there. Outdoor trail, completely different haunt. So Guthrie Haunts is mainly inside, and they have the midway outside. We have a smaller midway at Nightfall, outdoor trail. So get ready to hike. It goes, the trail's up and down and winds. But that's where I'm at now. How long ago did you say that was?
oh gosh. Probably about 3 years ago.
3 years ago, and then here we are now, just
2021. I have the photo right here.
there it is. There's the photo there, 2021, and here we are now, 2024. And I try to remember some faces, and some faces it's hard to remember, but
You see a lot in a matter of a month.
Right.
I imagine it's couple thousand at least.
it's quite a few. But that's awesome that we had a photo. A lot of times when people see me in character, I'm like, they're like, we took a photo 4 years ago. Why not? Come here, let's take another photo. Like, get over here, let's take another photo. So you can go back in your memories and be like, I was a young person then, now I'm older, and then you never know, 7 years from now, 8 years, 20, we might meet again, and then here's, throughout the years, memories of going to a haunted house and enjoying it. Because it's not all about scaring people, it's also about the entertainment value to it too. Because if you enjoyed my character, I did my job. I can scare you and entertain you, but we made a memory that makes you seek me out when you see me and say, I remember you. And if you go, I remember you, I did my job. It's not about the fear, it's about the memory in this industry that you leave with others, whether they enjoyed it, and even when they say I didn't enjoy it, why are they coming back? Don't let that lie. Be believable. But I love it. I continue to do it. If I can't walk, I'm gonna play a victim on a table. I'll play a prop. I'll do this till I can't do it no more. Because I love making memories with everyone. I love the art behind it, evolving and being scarier and scarier, and the entertainment value to it. She might be her age right now, but then come back and, Giggs, you remember me? You got taller. Don't remember them. You got taller. I did. I grew this tall. Awesome. But then, Giggs, I'm driving now. Whoa. If you take a photo, tag Nightfall, tag this convention, and then when they're like, check this out. Personally, I'm like, how many people shared my photo out?
Hashtag gigs.
Yeah, hashtag Nightfall Haunted Territory. I look for those and I'm like, this is awesome. And then the collections of photos that I share on Facebook, I go back and I'm like, there she is right there. She's a grown woman now. That's awesome. And here we are years later. It's like you adopt another kid and it's like, oh, welcome back. And I'm in the mask going, they remember me. So adorable. But I love it. Thank you all for coming out. Any more questions?
I don't need the...
Well, the camera can't hear you if
Oh,
you don't talk into
yeah,
the mic.
got it.
Last year, some of the clowns, my daughter went up and said my granddaughter was a little afraid of them, and they actually kept away just to be out of politeness. Do y'all do differently when you see different age groups?
I treat everyone different. Doesn't matter the age, because you can have a 3-year-old that is completely numb to, let's say, Gigglez, for example, and will wave and high five and smile and laugh, and then there's another child that doesn't want you 20 foot near them. There's a technique that we have, and we practice it, and that's scary versus gory, okay? Scary, let them be scared. They came to a haunted house to be scared. Gory is when you take it beyond that and you ruin the experience. That's when the kids is sitting in the car, bawling their eyes out, and for the next week going to have nightmares over Gigglez if I was to do something like that. And that's not something I want them to experience. I want them to come back the next year, bring more. Let a 3-year-old explain to their grandma what happened, and let grandma come in and experience Gigglez for herself. You know, I want that experience of them enjoying the haunt versus being scared to come back. So I treat it differently. Some other actors will treat it differently as well if they've been trained and they know not to break that limit. Are we past our time limit?
We are, but I'll let her ask one more question. Like, everybody's been late, so it'll be all right.
Sorry.
I got you.
So how do you deal with injuries while in character?
I walk it off. Okay, so we had a halfway to Halloween event. The boots that I wear, or that I wore, were actually too large, and I had about 2 inches of play in my boots, and I was chasing this teenager that was talking mad smack to me, and I was like, I got you. They were playing hard. They were playing hard to scare, and then all of a sudden, I got here, and he broke. It was fight or flight, and he chose flight. I said, okay, you messed with me all night. I got you. So I took off running. And then he stopped and turned on a dime on gravel. So I tried to do the same thing with too large of boots. My toe slid up, but my big toenail caught the top of my boot.
Oh, my gosh.
And rocked forward, too. And so I was like, turned around, and I screamed at the kid. And he's like, nope. And he hit another gear, and he was gone. But I was sitting there, turned around, act all big and bad, still kind of doing my thing. And I slowly walked into the dark going, oh, my gosh, this hurts so bad. End of the night, long story short, I lost my big toenail. So, yes, I lost the whole toenail. But it happens. Injuries, you play it off, and then go get medical attention from the haunt.
You could have signed it and gave it away.
Oh, I made a video of me, like, talking.
Talking with your
Yeah, I kind of just drew a face on him and kind of propped it up to where my foot was back like this, and I was like, hello, everyone, how's it going? And the toenails just gapped. I'll show you later.
Everybody give him a round of applause.
Thank you.